and my body was discharging lots while you were going through that little meditation. So, yeah,
Awesome. Glad.
shaking.
Awesome.
I wish I could shake like my dog, though.
So, hi everybody. Welcome to the Council of Eight community gathering. We have a beautiful group of humans, as always, and we are recording this, which is really awesome. And we have our beautiful friend here this morning, Bob. We have been energetically working with Bob this morning. Bob is working on the miracles of being. That's that's the only way I see it, because I do not personally myself. We all know what the big C is about, and we're not wanting to energize the big C, but we were all very gracious in wanting to bring healing to Bob this morning. Is there anybody else this morning, today, this afternoon, you guys, that has something that's come up during the week that you would like to
say one thing.
Go
I
for
came
it.
across this, and it's another example of synchronicity. It was yesterday. There was this little phrase that just said, "Worrying is like worshipping the problem." How beautiful is that?
Well, I'm going to elaborate on that before anybody else shares, because when I was just tuning in this morning, I got, okay, what do you want me to share? And the Rumi quote, let the beauty of what you love be what you do. And then the second one I read was, don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form, which is so true. So has anybody else had something come up this week where you would like to share with the group, and then we can bring healing to any of you? No? Tim?
Not healing, but it was weird. I got stuck watching things about with cancer and stuff this week, and then Bob comes on, like, and no coincidence, and they were talking about a mushroom from Japan, and questioning nothing, and it was about prostate too, everything, and how it works like that. So I'll send the link to Michelle when I get the name of the thing, and then something called benzenzol, and it stops it, and then you can use the mushrooms to flush it out, but the other one stops it, so that no matter what, at least you would have time to, like, make another plan. Like,
So
wouldn't
is it
progress.
something that you drink? Is that what you're talking about, Tim?
The mushrooms you can get in powder and capsule, and they sell tons of ways. It's I forget the name of the company. I'll send it to you. But
Okay.
it came up too many times this week for it to not be a coincidence. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
Tim, thanks for your response. Just to let you know what I'm doing with my own natural remedy, I'm using chlorine dioxide solution,
My wife did that.
baking soda, apricot kernels, hydrogen peroxide,
Yeah.
and bouncing on my trampoline to get the lymphatic system going.
Yeah.
And I've actually found an Australian male doctor who's willing to support me in my path of natural healing, which is, for me, it's a blessing, because I need some way to measure whether my protocols are actually working or not, and this guy can provide that information. So how can I say, everything is unfolding perfectly.
And carbon 60, C60. It's called carbon 60 or C60 purple power.
Yeah.
And that one, it's like a super antioxidant. When I came off all the medicines and stuff I was on, I use just that, and what it does is it cleans out all the zombie cells, so that all the new stem cells that are made can go towards healing, what they're supposed to do naturally. So it flushes the system out, and it's the best detox or by anything. It's the Buck Fuller Miller, Buck Fuller guy. They call it the Bucky Ball. It's the strongest shape that can pass the blood-brain barrier and do all this other stuff. I've been taking it for years, and I mean, it works. It works. It works.
Great. I'm so glad you found what works for you, and I think that's the challenge for everyone, isn't it? Because we're all unique. The challenge is
Yeah,
to find out what works for you. So thank you,
yeah,
my friend.
no problem. The C60 is a detox, so it's just anytime you flush it out, it's good.
Well, it's fascinating even I've been looking into urine therapy, and there's a guy on YouTube called Dr. Group, and I mean urine therapy has been going for centuries, and it's really incredible how he's speaking so much about what it does and how it's golden energy basically. And yes, obviously if we're on a clean sort of kind of eating, a lot of water, but that's also something else that if it resonates with anybody, to look into it. I mean, it helps with the skin. It helps with there's so many benefits that this doctor group talks about, and it's just getting our mind out the way and going, ew, like why would you use that kind of shit, But it's
Okay.
not. It's actually just comes from our own bodies, and if we look at our bodies as the temples that they are, how incredible that we have so many resources that are there for us already. But one thing I want to share with you guys this morning is, I'm always advocating human garage. And it was incredible how I was watching something this morning, and sometimes, again, for me, it's like looking at what resonates and what doesn't resonate. And that's why I love what you said, Bob, because we are all unique in our individual self, and we are all on these different healing journeys, no matter what we are working through, or because healing is healing is healing. And I was shown last week the lotus flower, and our healing never stops. So to go back to what I was listening to this morning, just briefly, was a woman talking about colors, like how she's looking at colors. And it was so fascinating because I was almost like bordering on the verge of like getting triggered by what they were saying, because it was something to do with makeup and something to do with like, and I was like, come on, man, there's enough fear out there. Like, we do not need more shit. We do not need more fear. And I actually stopped it and I was like, okay, I was having a shower and thought, Michelle, watch the rest of it because maybe you missed some of it. Maybe it wasn't actually the point of fear, but it was just like, there is so much out there, so much information out there. And when we come back into our own heart's wisdom, our heart will show us exactly what we need at what time. And, we live on these, for me, I'm talking about me, I'm most certainly learning that not everything is revolved around being in this space of I've got to do more, I've got to put more out there, I've got to, like, for me, I'm reeling it back and saying, actually, like, I check emails during the weekend and I'm like, okay, it can wait, it can actually wait. And it's been a tough life lesson for me because I come from a background of just got to do more, got to be physically on, got to be, it's just like, okay, I've got to do this, and I'm like, no, just take the time. And even during my weeks, just once a day, I take time out to actually just sit in the sun if the sun is out, and I take time to sit and eat and bless my food. Whereas before, I'd be sitting in front of my computer, like typing with my left hand, eating my food, and I'm like, that's not how we were. That's not how we were raised in the stomach. We took time to grow in our mother's wombs, and then we come into this world, and it's like slam dunk. Okay, the universe just goes, no, guys, that's not how everything works. So even as us, as the humans that we are, I've always said to everyone that's here that, guys, if there's one of us that show up, one of us gets the time, because you giving to me as much as I'm giving to you. That's the way I see it. It's reciprocal. And remember, we're in this year, and this is what the Council of Eight was showing me. We're in this year of, and I hope my drawings aren't great. So I can't get it perfect, but we all know what an 8 looks like. But if I was to get this perfectly round, okay, if I was to take this and fold it, like take the 8 and fold it, that's the mirror of life. Okay, it's always unfolding if you think about it. And an 8, which is 2024, it's showing us a lot of what perhaps we don't want to look at. And I'm talking universally. Okay, and even what are the mirrors that are reflecting to ourselves? Because again, when you take the 8, like I say, I haven't drawn it perfectly, but if you look at anything that's an 8, it's it's continuation. It's always working. It's always continuing. So that's the flow, because often I hear from clients, oh my God, Michelle, that's coming up again. Like I thought I'd done the work. And I used to be quite similar. Often when I'd have readings or go for healings, I'd be like, oh my God, there's the story again. And when you just accept that it's okay in that moment, it's okay, there it is again, because it's the continuation of how we are all being brave. I believe we are all being brave in stepping up. We're stepping up for ourselves to bring change to humanity. And sometimes it doesn't feel easy. Sometimes it's kind of like itchy, scratchy. Like this morning, like I said, I was like looking at this and I was like, oh my God, what freaking next? Don't use makeup. Don't use this. That's toxic. Blah, 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 blah. That's just me. Okay. That's just, so take it on again. But I was just like, Jesus, people. Like, when, I always think of Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor was, not that I know a lot about her life, but I look at her, how she was always using her, her powder puffs, and she was always advocating perfumes. She was like the absolute lady of all ladies. I mean, Liz, you might be a bit young to remember Elizabeth Taylor, but your mom and dad might. But she was just, and I think, have we gone so extreme as humans that we've forgotten actually just to feel fulfilled? Like, I love my perfumes. I love wearing makeup. I don't wear it every day, but I'm not going to put makeup on and go, oh my God, this is destroying me. Like, do you see? It's the thought about the thought about the thought about the thought. And it's unique to all of us individually. But yes, obviously I'm sharing that I did get slightly triggered because I was like, come on, guys. Like, come on. Just let people just be sometimes, And what's fascinating, I've had bees come to me. I actually had one. I was brave enough yesterday, brave enough, because when I get stung, man, I swell up, like a little puffer fish. But I was sitting yesterday being, and I had one come and sit on my hand. And I could feel my heart going, and I was trying to calm my heart down, going, stop it, Michelle, it can pick up on your vibration. Okay. And I literally watched it walk for a few seconds, and I went, what are you teaching me? To be. And I saw its little bottom go, and I was like, please, I'm trusting you. Okay. I was like, please. And it flew off. And it kept then coming around me again. I felt it was the same bee. I think it might have been the same bee. But isn't that what we're all learning, is to just be? To be in the presence.
Yeah.
To just show up.
For me, it's like simply being requires no thinking or doing. And I tried that urine therapy probably about 18 years ago, and it really didn't resonate with me. So, but for a lot of people, it does work. I think Charlie Freak is an exponent of that protocol as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you see, so that I love the offerings of what we are all here to share, because what resonates for one doesn't resonate for another. But I
And that's
will,
okay.
as you guys know, I own my triggers.
There's something about triggers. Once upon a time, I too had buttons or triggers, until I realized that those triggers were just showing me the areas I needed to work on. And
Absolutely.
so I spent a lot of time doing a lot of work on triggers, and now I am that I am, and I am content with me. And for me, this whole political correctness bullshit is like the epitome of codependency and the absolute antithesis of free speech. So now I quietly speak my heart-centered truth, and if anybody has a reaction to that, then it's their issue, not mine.
Mm.
Wow. We're laughing again.
Well, we all know what that is about. And again, for me, it's very much just in the what we're creating as a perception, you know. So sometimes I and this for me it's the learning, you know, and the beauty of when we are looking at that 8 and what we, you know, whether we like to look at the shadow of who we are, it's not as I don't sit in it as long as I used to. I was like, oh, okay, Michelle, rewatch it because maybe there was more to it than you just, you know, sort of took on in that moment. Because I took it on. I was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, seriously? What are we all supposed to be walking around naked at some stage of our life? Because the clothes are affecting us. And this, yeah, you can do it because you live on an island, Bob. But, you know, so, but are we all going back to, you know, which would be amazing. You know, we were on the beach yesterday and we were watching these little kiddies, and it's the way of being, yet our human selves are just in this phase of absolutely learning. And that's what I enjoy, is that we're all here to learn. So yes, it was a moment of like, and then I thought, okay, Michelle, that's them. Come back into here, you know, allow it, feel it, let it go. But I thought, isn't that fascinating? Why did it trigger me? Because I look at it and I internalize and go, what was that about? And who knows? I'm still trying to figure it out. So maybe you guys can help me. I
Well,
know a trigger's a trigger.
what
That's
I've noticed over my life, and I was born in 52, is that there's been a concerted effort by the people pulling the strings of the puppets to disconnect humanity from nature. Like we have rubber soles on our shoes, and I don't own a pair of shoes, you know. And we're told slip, slop, slap because sunshine is bad for you. And there's so many ways that we've been disconnected from nature. The ground we walk on is like tarmac or concrete, you know. And for me, I sincerely believe that science is a sickness and nature is the cure. I do support technologies that benefit the whole planet, but this attitude of the scientific community that says, "Ah, we can improve on nature," and I think that's just arrogance. Because I firmly believe that we are created in God's image, but the kingdom of heaven resides in each of us, and I'm not religious at all, and so therefore I am part of creation, but I'm also creator. And so how I experience this life that I do create is only limited by um, my own imagination, and I'm very creative.
Well, isn't that amazing? Because if you think of creative and then the creator, because we are the creators of our world, of our lives. And I just want to show you guys something that's just come to mind with what you're saying, Bob. I'm just trying to figure out which group it's in. Just bear with me, because I wanted to share with you. Oh, hold on, I'm in the wrong thing. Let me just go into my. Hold on, wait, I'll quickly find it and come back to you. Okay, so I wanted to share with you something about Egypt and how, again, nature teaches us all the time. And when I think you for me, you're spot on, because I think it is arrogant for us to think that we know more than the nature, which is impossible, you know. I just want to find quickly, because I was months. So this was a grasshopper. I just want to quickly see if I can find it without you having to go through my whole, oh, there we go, Egypt experience. So this was a grasshopper. We were at Sekhmet's temple, and I'll put the screen sharing on now, where I was sitting outside, and And it was fascinating just watching this grasshopper lay eggs in the ground. And I thought, wow, isn't this incredible? Sorry, guys, just bear with me. I've just got to quickly see if I can find it. And, you know, have any of you been to Egypt? No? Okay,
Yeah,
so
I was there in 73 and got 2/3 of the way up the Great Pyramid and had a fight with a camel minder who tried to trick me out of some money, but it's amazing energy. The hairs on the back of my neck were standing up.
yeah, and it's it literally is next level. Okay, so can you see this?
Yeah.
Oops, hold on, where did it go now? Okay, let me see if I can. Is it big, guys? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to work this. Let me get.
I
Can you
can see it.
It's big. It's good.
can you? Sorry, say again, Tim.
It's big. It's good. We can see it.
Is it big? Oh, okay. So
Like
just
the whole
watch.
screen.
I was videoing this. Oh God, how do I do this now? Let me just
It's
see. If,
fine.
oh, there we go. Okay. So
How big is that one?
can you see how it's laying little eggs?
Oh yeah. I can't believe you caught that on film.
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah. So, but this is this special. Okay, so I'm just going to show you again.
Wow. Good thing Lauren didn't get that many
Reminds me of
eggs.
reminds me of the Alien movie.
Pretty
Yeah.
special.
It comes out of your
Yes.
shirt.
Yeah. So what actually happened was, let me just stop the share. But I'm trying to see if I can. I don't know how to. Okay, let me go back. So what actually happened was, I was sitting watching it, obviously, and then and I thought, oh, I have to record this because it was incredible to witness. Because you can see the coloring of even the sand. And then one of our friends from our group was just about to walk down the stairs, and I was just about to say, "Watch the grasshopper." But the grasshopper leapt away, and I went, "Oh, of course, you feel vibration. You know more than me. You can feel it quicker than I can." So the grasshopper was a teacher for me, and we were in a Sekhmet temple where it brought up a lot of old energy for us. It was incredible to, like, some of it not so pleasant, let me tell you. And this is what the learning was in Egypt for me. Many learnings, but it was an absolute moment of this: nature knows better. We think we know better, but actually nature knows better. And nature's always teaching us if we take the time to even look at it. And I'm going to elaborate on that because even, so this was, let me see if I can change this. I don't know how to, okay, how do I go back into my photos? So this was another moment that I'd like to share with you guys. So the night before, and I'm going to ask you as a quiz to see if you can see what I want to share, okay? So tell me what you see when you look at this, this, can you see it, guys?
Hovering above it.
It's an eye.
Yes. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the night before, we'd gone into the smaller temple and we flew across to Luxor, okay? And can you see the eye and what it is?
Horus.
Yes. Can you see it
Lauren has
there?
that, Lauren has that tattoo on her neck.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So what's fascinating, and I'm going to elaborate a little more, these two temples, so there's the Eye of Horus. Now, the night before, we'd gone into the pyramids, and the night before, we were still very much out in the field, and I kept getting the Eye of Horus, the Eye of Horus. Now, do you know that this was only for me? I was sitting, and the next minute I looked up, and I went, oh my word. And I took 2 photos of it. I was like, what? Is that the Eye of Horus in the clouds? Because literally the night before, when we were tossing and turning, we knew we had to get up at 4 a.m. the next morning. And I was like, can you just close me? Like, I need to sleep, guys. I need to sleep. Eye of Horus, Eye of Horus. Went to the temples the next day. We walked in. Jill and I had a beautiful experience, with Sekhmed. And then I came and I sat outside. But you know what's even more phenomenal is, as some of you know, Jill and I do these hypnosis sessions that we put out onto YouTube. Now, these two pillars, these, what are they called again? Obelisks, eh? So a week after coming back home, I was walking and something said to me, listen to the one Tutankhamun download that Jill and I had received. And I was explaining these temples. I was saying, if you put your one hand over your eye, you can see the one temple in the distance. And if you put your other hand, you can see the other temple. And I was phoning Jill going, oh my God, this information came through. Like, I didn't even know this existed. And it really is about trusting what we are shown and what we are receiving. And that's why I'm going to elaborate even a little bit on what Bob was saying, is that everything, we are all at different spaces. We all have different frequencies, whatever that means. Okay, we are all different hues, different colors. Like I might like pink today, you guys are all like in your black today. Okay, and it's not right or wrong. It just is. It's what you felt called to put on. And when we start to really fine tune into a different way of being, everything exists. Everything is acceptable. Everything is in the space of our own knowing. And that's what I absolutely love, is that nothing is not real because everything is real to us. Everything. You know, like that grasshopper, I love what you said, Tim. You know, you can't believe that I got it on camera, but I was just like, whoa, that was me being completely present in the moment. But if I share with you the very next, like literally within 5 minutes, I'd gone back into the temple. And the one thing that we're taught in Egypt is, even though we're taught this and we're told this by our tour guide all the time, be consciously aware of, you know, because we're not there to be, what's the word, to be worshippers. Okay, they do not like worshippers. So we have to be consciously aware, because the guards are always watching and they're all around in the different temples. And it's funny, Lisa, I feel like you're feeling this right now. I feel like you were right there with us.
Just got bribe them.
Well, they call it gifting.
Yep, exactly.
They call it gifting, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah,
And
we call it bribing.
well, we went into this one. There was myself and this other lady, and there's these 7 doors that are incredible. I don't have a photo of them right now, but they take you into a portal. And this one guard came up to me, and I got shown he's an elder. Trust him, Michelle. And I was like, okay. And he put me up against the whole group at a relief. There was only one other lady in our group and myself in this other temple, like right where this grasshopper was. And I went up and he put my hands, like I said, very gently put my head against the wall. And I went into this portal, like, I could feel myself going into this portal. I was like, whoa. Anyway, and I just stood there. And then I came out of it, and it was almost like I got reprimanded straight afterwards, because I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. And I went and I apologized to somebody who is Egyptian that was on our trip and our tour. And I went, I'm so sorry, I don't want to disrespect your culture, you know. And after that, things kind of imploded, but exploded, because there were a few of us that lost our, within the group. Like there was just a moment where our tour guide was saying, you got to listen, and you can't because we're told, don't let the gods take you off your path, because we are temples. And I somehow in that moment just was led off my own path.
That's their job. They know what they're doing.
Well, I didn't know any different until I knew different.
No, so, I'm saying they know spiritually and physically what they're doing. They know.
Well, absolutely. And then they want to be gifted, because he sort of followed on behind me and was waiting to be gifted, you know. And I was like, thank you very much, but no thank you, you know. So this puts our tour guide, you know, he's got to completely manage a whole bunch of children, because that's what we like. Oh, there's this, okay, the tour, okay. He's looking after me today. And it's not egotistical. It was just a moment of, oh, shit. But in the moment prior to that, it was like a different moment of, Am I making any sense? Because he took me, led me against these doors, and it was profound. But then I came back, and the little girl inside of me went, "I'm so sorry. I didn't want to disrespect your culture or your like. I was really just saying, I'm so sorry to the people that were within our group, because I just didn't know any different. So that's what I'm making a point of. You don't know any different until you know
I would
different.
be in so much trouble there then.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't change that. Oh
What
my God.
what Egypt brings up for me is I came across a documentary by a lady that's passed recently, and one of the people, and basically she was saying that all we've been told about Egypt is a lie. Well, all that we've been told about everything is a lie. But she interviewed this guy who was an Egyptologist. He was also born in the Band of Peace. His name was Hakim Awayam, and he was the law keeper, Lore keeper of the Suf tribe. And so he held the ancestral laws, and he used to go swimming in the little streams and aquifers below the pyramids. And his his revealing was amazing. He said that the pyramids weren't built by slaves; they were built by willing people, like we would willingly build a power station if it's going to give us free energy. We'd give our time to do that. I'll try and find the link to that documentary because it's amazing. And the other thing that came out of my research into Egypt was at that time the Egyptians were like the Silicon Valley. They were kings of technology. They were the go-to place for technology. But when their high priests needed a spiritual tune-up, they came to Australia. And there's records there of a prince with a whole fleet of ships set off to Australia and never came back. And up in Gympie, in Australia, there's a whole mess of hieroglyphs telling the story of this prince's travels to Australia. And so the high priest came to Australia for a spiritual top-up, a spiritual from the native peoples. So it's an amazing world we live in, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic.
It's an incredible world.
Were the
And
Maori people there too then? Or are they just New Zealand? The Maoris?
um, well, mostly are in New Zealand, but
Or were they forced over there? But from
I,
back in the
I
south.
don't know enough to be honest. Like I'm not, yeah. Bob, do you know anything about that?
What, the Maori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got quite a few. We got quite a few on the east coast of Australia. But yeah, the Maori were invaders to New Zealand, just like our so-called Aboriginal people. Our tribal people in Australia were invaders. There was a race of pygmy people here in Australia before the tall Aboriginal people came here. And in my travels in Australia, I was working on a tall ship sailing the western coast of Australia, and up in the Kimberleys, there's some artwork in the caves where it's almost Egyptian, where you got this side profile, tall, elegant figures, and they've got tassels from their wrists and their knees, and it's known as tassel art. And they've carbon dated that back to about 120,000 years. So that's kind of saying it's not man out of Africa, it's man out of Australia.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Gosh, that's
yeah,
amazing.
and it's the energy up there in the Kimberleys is amazing too.
And some with the Maoris, but they go back to Atlantis too. Edgar Casey talks about Atlanteans going to visit the Maoris for the ancient wisdom of the Lemurians and stuff.
Well, I was told, mate, that in a previous life, and I was told I've had about 200,000 lives. No wonder I'm so tired. But in a previous life, I was actually a scientist in Atlantis, and in this lifetime, I've worked in automotive research for over 20 years, and I was really, really good at it. And now I understand why, because I've done it all before.
Yeah. That's so funny. The
I
unk.
could chat to you guys, and I'm sure we could go backwards and forwards for ages. And I really appreciate all your wisdom that you're both sharing. But what I thought and what I was shown is these
That's my next
seven
tattoo.
seven unks. So this was, I was trying to find the doors, the photo of the doors, but this was in the same temple that I was talking about. You go into one room, and then they've got quite a few of these different, wherever you go, they've got all these beautiful inscriptions and beautiful messages, you know. And then the other one had the doors. But what I'd like to ask you all is just to focus in on, can you see it okay, guys? Can you see the
Yep.
the photo? Okay. Just focus in on those unks. Just take a few breaths. And just zone in. And just really feel if there's any expansion in your heart right now. Just notice. Notice how you can see the snakes coming on the side. But just keep focusing on that photo, on this wall. And let your eyes just move around. See what you see. Notice if there's any sensations in your body. And the words I'm receiving is your key or your compass.
Wow, I got the same thing. No way.
Did you?
Oh, I got key and a bell, so a frequency.
Wow. What else did anybody else get? Lise, what did you get?
That's my next tattoo.
I see a bell. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I got goosebumps as you said that as well.
I
Bob,
got
what did you get?
I got welcome. I got open arms.
Ooh, wow. Rainy, what did you
That's
get?
I would have to say I've got Emperor,
Emperor.
yes. And I
Wow.
think over the top of the unks
Yeah,
is
the
here.
eyes.
Yeah, amazing. Susie, I know she's still with us, but she might be driving. Suze, are you there?
I am. I'm just off my phone and it's hard to press the buttons with my fingers sometimes.
Sure.
Um, I got the bell, and then I also got that there was something, even the way it is, it's like it's a relief. So there's things coming off of the mural and there's things that are back in the mural. And there's something in the it's easy to see what's popping out, but it's not easy to see what's going in.
Like the
In
Wow.
like
chamber.
the negative space.
Fascinating. It's the first time I've looked at this. Did you see the snakes on the side? Did you guys notice that? It's the
Mhm.
first time I actually saw it by looking at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Okay.
bell is a representation of the top of the pyramid. Like, because they used to be made of copper and metals, and then when it would go off, it would give out a vibration. That's why they use bells in like symbology. Like that's why they're ringing bells. You know what I mean? They're always pulling that stuff forward. So it's funny that it looks like a bell.
Well, hold on 2 seconds. You're spot on because I was looking at my photos.
Right? Frequency.
There, look at, like this looked like it for me, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I was looking at that, I was like, oh no, that doesn't make sense, you know, but it's like a holding. There's something about the holding that I feel like we're all being held together. Now so I was sitting here when I saw the Eye of Horus, and these are seven pillars, and you walk, and we were guided to feel into all our chakras, like take time, you know, as you're walking towards. And you can see Jill and I now, where we're looking towards is actually the door where we walk towards Sechmed. So we all just took time to feel into the pillars and to feel into the space. And then Jill had received a download, which was incredible. So, okay, now just focus on this, and then I'm going to bring the Council of Eight through. But thank you for all your wisdom. And I feel like this is so important that we share what we're sharing and what we're receiving, because I feel like so many of us can learn from where I feel like we've probably all been at some stage of our lives, some portion of our energy. Because when you get to Egypt, they go, welcome home, welcome home. And so where's,
I like
okay,
the age of Aquarius with pyramids.
Well, it's so true. It's so true, Michelle, isn't it?
Well,
It's just, I don't know if you can read this. Hang on. Healing by sharing our stories. Simply by sharing our stories, we help to heal each other, because everybody holds a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, for sure. So, Bob, I bring them through. I know you've already met the Council of Eight, and if you have any questions, just put up your hands. Or we're a small group today, so I'll be able to navigate. And yeah, please feel free to ask him anything for yourself or for humanity. And I'll see you on the other side, guys. Okay, Suze?
Yeah, before we move on from the pyramids, I want to share something with you guys.
Please do.
This is a preliminary rendering that I did of a painting that I'm going to do. And I usually don't show these to people, but I feel like this is really important. And so I'm going to give me a second because it's on my laptop. And so I want to make sure you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
You-
paint
Do you
that?
see the grid?
You better be selling this for money. What are you talking about?
No, this is,
Wow.
well, that's the plan. But look
That's
at
the
it.
plan. I'll sell them for you. Wow.
Is that
Got
your
the light
painting,
Let's talk,
Suze?
Tim. I want to paint this.
Wow.
I'm traveling, so I don't have giant canvases, which is what I would put this on. But I just want you to look at the top
That's
and then
cool.
look at the grid that comes up.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Do you mind if I expand on that?
That's
Okay, let me show you something. I'm going to go back to my photos. With that, if you look at the hold on, let me quickly try and find it. Without having
trying
Is
to.
that a picture? Is that a
This is a
photo?
digital version. No, this is a digital version of something that I'm going to paint with oils. So most of it, like in my process of exploring how to put something on canvas or on paper, sometimes I'll do this on like a digital platform, or I'll sketch something out. So this is like a digital sketch. This is something that I did on my computer.
Now look at that.
Um,
Okay, that like the top star that has like an arrow coming down.
That's the focus. That's the prism.
And check this out. Does that look similar, or is that just my eye not getting it right? But you see how this is everywhere, and you see the lotus flowers. But even for me, those look like angel wings. That are even though the lotus flowers are coming together. But that's gorgeous, Susie. Wow, I look forward to seeing that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
yeah, this is going to be a really big piece. I had all the canvases and stuff, but then I'm moving, so couldn't bring them with me. So this is kind of paused. The project's hit a pause, but when I get the
Beautiful.
time space to do it, this is going to be one of the first things that's going to be coming out.
Well, yeah, you've got a buyer. Woohoo!
Yeah, me too. I know tons of yuppies in New York, so.
Wow,
Tim,
amazing.
let's talk later because you and I need to connect on.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a-
yeah. Well,
You
thank
way
you.
hide your money too.
Okay, guys, I'll see you on the other side. Okay.
And now they come.
We are so excited to be here with this group. May we say that all of you together, collectively, yet individually, are true, true, true truth tellers, truth storytellers. And we say to you that as you are in this connection of unconditional love, unconditional sharing, unconditional wisdom, at times we feel that the English language does not exactly describe the frequency that you all are all bringing into the space right now. Have you noticed that as we open up Michelle's eyes, we say to you that collectively you are all on your own space of transmission, transformation. And as you are bringing your own transmissions, think of it as the scalar waves. Think of it as the ocean. It is interesting as we observe the conversations between all of you, yet as you are all uplifting one another, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is by no mistake. It is by no mistake. It is by no mistake. Think of how we are saying the word mistake. When one has a stake, one wants to lay claim to what is theirs. Yet nothing belongs to any of you. Yet everyone wants to stake their claim, especially around the holy lands. And it is fascinating that many that stake their claims are realizing at times within infrequenting that nothing belongs to anyone. The universe does not lay claim to it being the universe. Ha 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 ha. I am the universe. Ha ha ha. You humans do not get to stake your claim. Ha ha. Nature is ever giving, is it not? And we say to you that as we applaud you of the beings of light that we are. That is by no mistake that you are all coming together to share your wisdom. It is a delightful conversation that we would love to just hang out and listen to. We know that you are here for change. We know that you are here to bring change. We know that you are here to be the change, to be seen as the change. And it does not matter whether you are a smaller group or a larger group. What matters is in the change of the atmosphere, of the bringing of the information. Notice how it is continuation, a continuation, a continuation. You are all in a space of change. We know there are questions, so please go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Hello and thank you.
We thank you for showing up today.
My question is, as a spiritual being having a physical experience, in the physical realm, I feel I have enough tools to deal with the state of dis-ease that my physical body is in, but I have no idea of how to heal the state of dis-ease that my spirit or my soul is in. And I'm just looking for guidance on how I can heal, because I have a sense of my physicalness, but I also have a sense of my spiritual body, and I don't know how to heal it. And I believe that, I'm on a path of healing, and I can't ignore the other aspect of me. And there may be even more levels to me that need healing. But so I'm looking for guidance on how to heal my spiritual wounds, if you like.
You are very much in a vibration of healing, this uncertainty, and we are noticing within your field, within your connection of your field, your spiritual self, that there are fragments of your soul that are needing to come back to you due to, give us a moment, please. We are looking at your Akashic records right now. You have been a record keeper. You have been through past timelines that are playing themselves out right now, where you have been masked, you have been scarred many times, branded, may we say. Hence you are holding on to this frequency, holding on to this frequency, holding on to this frequency, as every time someone is branded with a metal rod. Do you see how we are giving you the understanding of how you have taken it on for far too long? So may we please ask you and the group to set the intention of bringing back those particles of yourself that have been lost in the ethers. Think of it as pixels, pixels that are frozen in time. Are we making sense?
Yeah.
And we would like to bring a healing, a toning, collectively with the group, to bring those pixels back into free form. And all we ask of you is to please allow your breath to flow through your cellular self. Do you see how we are bringing the breath to you? So this is a powerful group of beings. Please help with your tonings, with your vibration, with your light language. And we ask the group to unmute themselves. And we ask the group to bring through the light, and we will bring through the toning of readdressing the wounds of the past. Are we making sense?
Yeah. 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 Ah.
You have been held to ransom far too many times. We are clearing. May the rest of the group please bring clearing to his heart, to his cellular being. Not being allowed to speak up. Please allow the breath to flow through you. There is more. Get it out. Get it out. The rest of the group, please bring your toning, your harmony, your light language. Frustration, let go of the frustration of not healing. Bring the healing. Take out the knot. It is a knot that sits within that vibration of your lower spine. So the rest of the group, please allow, please bring, please allow, please bring, please allow, please bring the sorrow, the wounds of the past, beloved Bob. We are bringing energetic healing to the lower base of your spine. Please keep going. Please keep going. The rest of the group, share. Sekati katakato kata katakati. Sokoto katakati katakata katakati. Please notice the warmth. We are working with your liver and your gallbladder and your colon, the energy of your colon. Is everyone well aware of what the colon looks like? Please keep seeing the vibration of the colon. And a small pea-sized, it is a pea size, we are minimizing it. And we are bringing those fractions, those parts of yourself that have been scattered for far too long. Liver, colon, liver, colon, liver, colon, colon, liver. Please allow the energy to flow through you. You may feel nauseous, beloved Bob. Please allow the breath to keep going. This is a very deep wound that you have held onto with your mother and your father for far too long. Father wound, father wound, father wound. Please feel your cells vibrating at a different level, connecting the red and the white blood cells. The white have been encroaching on the red. Rainy, please bring your light language.
Rosh Namarakiara Saharam Yota. Rosh Noke Harabasondri Abakai Alamo Shonde. Kroshnolopa Hayarataki Haramashokolama Indan Droshonomatai. Yarasatarin Daraboroto Sai Ye Harasai.
Tim, please direct your powerful crystals towards the healing of his colon and prostate and glands in the anus and the testicles. Lisa, please bring the toning of your tonings. You are ready. It is okay. Everything is vibration. As you are seeing it, you are sensing it. Susie, please bring your remarkable golden light and see the energy transferring. Lisa, you are the puller out. Take out the darkness as you know the body well. Take out the darkness, the dark cells. You know how the body performs. You know the body well. Interstellarly, you know the body. Keep bringing the change, keep bringing the change. There's warmth in his stomach. Susie, what are you seeing, please?
I'm just focusing on the light coming down and then surrounding him and then creating swirls of energy.
Thank you. Tim, what are you seeing, please?
Yeah, my legs like I felt like it was swirling too. I don't know. I didn't see it, but like I felt like my legs like twirling. You know what I mean? So like from the feet up, they were like vibrating, like more like twirling. I don't think they were moving, but
He has been hung
yeah.
by his feet upside down. So
Oh
the
shit!
energy has been stuck. The energy has been stuck.
That's why it's in his stomach and his back.
Correct. We'll clear this
Okay.
timeline. We'll clear this
Yeah.
timeline. Please use your crystals, Tim. He has been hung for everyone to see as he spoke up.
Yep. That's up.
Lisa, you are the medical doctor. You are the one changing the cells. Rainy, you are the shepherd. Keep using your staff, keep using your rod. His body is healing right now.
Ranoko.
Keep seeing what you are seeing,
Oyo
each and every one of you.
Tarayagi.
Yeah, breath.
Sekati, katakato, katakata, katakati.
Arasa haramo.
It's getting brighter.
Ya hasa hata ola maya kai arasa yanando to koroyosa. Ushatara hariyata yamoroso.
Bob, I'm getting that you're supposed to take really hot baths with a really strong ginger tea. So buy ginger root and grate it or mush it up and then boil it. And then when that water is hot, you put it in your bath. And it's supposed to be really, really temperature hot. And when you get in the water, there's something about the ginger root, the fact that it's been on the ground, the fact that it's very grounding, the fact that it's very spicy. Yeah.
We now bring attention to the spleen and the duodenum. Lisa, you know where these are in the body. Does everybody else know where they are in the body?
Yes.
Please keep allowing. You see how he is yawning, how he is shifting, how he is shaking. His body is letting go, letting go, letting go. So please keep adding. You are all powerful individually and together. The spleen has a very, think of a rotten egg, the smell of a rotten egg when you have cracked it. So we are shifting the frequency in his spleen. It is on the left-hand side of the body. Please put your hands on your left-hand side, Bob.
Back.
Hara hara.
You are all miracle healers. You are all miracle healers. See. Laser beams. See. 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 See the ocean. See the ocean, Bob. You love the ocean. See the cleansing of the water. Cleansing through your body.
Well,
As you are a body of water. Please move your jaw, Bob. One last healing with the whole entire group. See what you are seeing. And bring the herbs as you have, Susie. Bring the tonings, bring the vibration of whatever you are sensing in this moment. His lower back is feeling the frequency. Cleansing, 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 cleansing. Cleansing, cleansing, cleansing.
Here you go.
A day of rest today, Bob.
sorry.
A day of rest today.
Yeah, well, I
Resting.
just been discharging heaps during that. Well, my
We
body
thank you
was.
for receiving.
Thank you.
Wow, I just put the top of my crystal off.
We thank you, one. We thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all for your time and attention. It's been marvelous. Uplifting.
We thank you. Anyone else today, please?
Well, don't put your hands up, I'll ask.
Please go ahead, Tim.
I always got a question. Okay, so I found you was the 3 and the 8, because 8 was always my number, and then the 3 and the 13. So when I was you can translate the old Russian books now into with the AI into reading them. So for like Blavatsky and even the olders, I found that holy shit, what did I say? Am I not supposed to say that?
Please say again.
Am I not supposed to say it? Because I got whacked.
Do you
We're
see how
recording.
it is okay. Everything
Okay.
is received. Say it again. Say it with your
Okay.
truth. As you,
Okay.
beloved, question yourself too much.
Constantly. Okay. So the back in the Atlantean times, there was 13 priests or priestesses that would walk around and they would try to develop places, and they would bring a copy of the original crystal skull. That was their interface, like we use Google and stuff. And they did the two-eye stone, which you said I needed to do work with, which is TOUAI. So in the terrible crystal, it was what they messed up, or I messed up maybe, but they used it to talk to a higher entity, and the entity name was 3. And when I woke up after the surgery and dying all that shit, I was yelling 3, but I never saw number 3. I kept saying just the word 3, and then it didn't click until I heard them say that. So then I look into what the 3 says, because that's what they went after, and it was 8, the infinity.
Did we not say last year 3 and 3 comes together and makes the 8?
Yeah.
So 3 was
Right.
very much about the separation.
Mhm.
And it
Yes.
is a time in your life that we are incredibly, incredibly in awe of how you are starting to own your wisdom. You have thought that you are nuts at times, have you not?
Yeah, you want to know where the Ark of the Covenant is?
Crazy, crazy. Yet you are not. You have a wealth of wisdom to share. We have shared this with you before. So please stop questioning, as this is a time in humanity for many, 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 many humans to relearn who they truly are.
Remember.
And you are starting to remember so much of what you were receiving as a young, young man. Yet you shut it down. And now as you are opening up your heart, you are unlocking the compass to be the record keeper. So please keep sharing your wisdom, as many learn from your wisdom. Did you have a question for us, please?
Me again.
Did you have a question for us, please?
Uh, yeah. Uh, is so if you go into now we said before they were fighting over the land, Israel, Palestine, all that stuff. 150 feet into the Wailing Wall, about 3 feet through the side of the wall, there's a chamber. In that chamber is 2 staffs, Ark of the Covenant, one of them, and the 2 original golden Torahs. They're defended by a Jewish mystery school. Who's supposed to take those out of there?
Please say again, who is supposed to?
Who's supposed to or will take them out of there if they're coming out?
They are not meant to.
No.
Remember, humans like to stake their claim. As we said, there is no mistake. Miss is a misalignment that happens. Look at the words mistake. How many of you have said, I made such a mistake, I shouldn't have got involved in that relationship. I made such a mistake, I shouldn't have gone into that job. I made such a mistake. Yet the mistake is when you are misaligning in your soul's true of your truth.
Yeah.
So we say to you, as we see the energy, again, it is about greed. Again, it is about staking their claim. Many humans have decided that the pyramids belong to them, yet they belong to no one. They are energetically aligned with so many different connections, ley lines, connections to the stars. They are antennas of light. Hence, many feel so much when they enter into them or are around them. Yet we know that you are all living the existence of being human, and humans love to stake their claim, do they not? Hence,
Yeah.
the banks have staked their claims for far too long, and many have abided. This is a year of disruption. This is a year, and we are not placing fear right now. This is a year of change. This is a year of how you are all individually bringing change to yourselves. And as you bring the change, you are the change. We see the change. So have we answered your question, beloved Tim?
Yep. The prism. Perceived reality is sacred magic.
Wonderful. And so it is.
Thank you.
We are complete for today. We thank you for all that you have brought to the dynamic of change and enlightenment, and over and above all, being the love that we see. May we end off with a blessing.
Yep.
Calm,
Is it
peace,
Bob?
joy, love. Namaste, everyone. Hi. How you all feeling?
That was strong.
Like I've been hit by a truck.
I know. Bob, I was gonna say that before. They did it to me once. I slept for 2 weeks and I never sleep. I was out. So you can go to bed.
Yeah, my body was discharging just in so many ways, all the way through that.
When you yawning, I hear the girls were yawning in the other room. I'm
Well,
like, it's not me.
yawning is one way my body discharges distress, like shaking and tears.
Yeah.
So my body always knows what it needs to do. It's nice to watch it working its magic.
Yeah. Yawning is when you know it cancellates pressing something on you. Every time.
Thank you for that, guys. Liz, just while I'm remembering, go and look at, or all of you can look at, I think I've mentioned it before, vashta.com, and go and look at the Lyrians.
What's that called again? I tried to look for it for like 3 hours after and I couldn't remember.
VASHTA.com.
Yeah,
And
put the VASH.
it
There's
goes
so
and
much
meets
for
all these galactic beings, and go and look at the Lyrians, because I feel like you come from Lyria. They're very shy, and I met a woman last night in the UK, and she had shared with me, because they also love cats, and they look very like they've got the beautiful high cheekbones like you have, and yeah, I just see if there's a connection there. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Okay, guys, thank you for being here today. What a miracle space it has been. Thank you for all bringing what you brought today. And Bob, please keep us up to date on how you're feeling.
Can't get rid of me.
Pardon? Say again, Bob.
You have been warned.
We invite everything and anything into this group. Let me tell you, we have been.
Yeah.
I mean, between the five of us that are here today, let me tell you, I've had my highs. We've all had our lows. We've all had our highs. We've all had our freaking moments. Like everything is welcomed. But we are here strong. Like these individuals that are here are just like our soul tribe, without a doubt. So I feel incredibly enamored and graceful. Yeah.
That big question, like, why are we here? And my simple solution to that is, why are we here? We are here simply just to lift each other.
It is to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So have a beautiful day, guys. I need to go to the bathroom, and I love you
I have
all.
to
don't
do
know why I
every
haven't
time. Is it
shared
just
it.
me? Does everyone have to take a piss after this? I'm not talking about every time. I like want to run out of here. I'm like, God, I don't know if you're driving. You pee on the side of the road every time. Even around.
Hey, dude, spend some time with my prostate and you'll know what running to the toilet's about.
Sorry, Michelle's tortured. She's been torturing me since I met her. Don't worry.
Stop it! We're not going down into the tombs, okay? Damn it! We've just been uplifted. Bye, guys. I love you. We'll see you soon,
Bye.
okay? Have a beautiful day. Bye. See you. Bye.
That was great.